back to another Random Sam Epic Mom book review. Month of December, I'm doing holiday books. That's just the way it works out, guys. Alright, this one is Snowy Night with a Stranger. This is an anthology. Got multiple writers. Alright, first writer up. Jane Feather. Alright, I like her historical ones. I just like the nitty-gritty of it and just working with the society back then. These are all historical, by the way, guys. So in Jane Feather's story, Edward Vassy, who's a viscount, is traveling during a snowstorm. He's trying to get somewhere very specific. And on his way, he gets held up by a highwayman. Now, irony of ironies, he has to take shelter at one of the local manors and such. And because you got to remember back then, you know, you offered to... What's a nice way to put this? If you were a common person, you tried to take shelter at the local inn. If you were a nobleman, part of the gentry or aristocracy, you went to the local manor and somebody would be kind enough to put you up because you are a peer of the realm. Whatever. So he shows up at this place. He's not really, you know, in favor of these people. And while there, he discovers that the highwayman who held him up ends up being a she, and she's trying to hide there. She's trying to escape this situation because the people who are there are trying to, you know, steal her fortune, make it so she's stuck. So he's going to end up helping her, and they're going to fall in love. All right, next story. The author is Sabrina Jeffries. Now, in this one, there's a coach accident. And so they're traveling, they're trying to get home, they've got their friend. Well, okay. The young woman is accompanying her aunt and all of her cousins, and the cousins even have a friend with them. But because of this coach accident, her aunt is hurt. Now, the local baron, who is known as the Black Baron, puts them up. Now, there's a big scandal with the Baron. Everybody thought he might have killed his brother. He's obsessed with the coal mine that he owns and making it safer for people. He's pretty much been ostracized by society in general because they wanted to have a scandal and it was better to put him as the bad guy. He was not the bad guy. And through this, he's going to realize that he can still celebrate the holiday. He can still have a future. It doesn't have to be what it is. And she's really going to grab hold of him and show him, hey, you've got a happy ever after if you want it. So that one is very cute. I really like it. And then the third one I really love, Julia London. Now, her story has to do with a young woman. She's a debutante. She's kind of almost to the point of being considered on the shelf. And her brother, who happens to be friends with the Prince Regent, is now being hunted by his friend because supposedly he can, you know... Somebody said that he messed around with the prince's wife when he didn't, and, you know, just one rigmarole. She's been sent back to the Highlands, where she's from, in order to warn her brother. Well, in order to get there, she has to go with her nemesis. When she first came out in society, this guy, who happens to be a lord, kind of ridiculed her in a public fashion without even realizing it because he was an arrogant jerk at the time. Lo and behold, future hits him. He survives a fire. He's, you know, had to reckon because, you know, he's scarred up now from the fire. And all of a sudden, him being the handsome guy who everybody wanted to be around, he's kind of ostracized. He's kind of made himself a hermit. And without realizing it's him who's taking her up to the Highlands, and they're going to go through all sorts of things, getting snowed in, having to fight wolves, you know, just a whole bunch of rigmarole. She's going to fall for him. And he hasn't come up with a way to let her know, yeah, I'm the guy who kind of ridiculed you so that you had to go down to London because I was a jerk. and she's going to have to accept who he is. And they're going to fall in love, and he's going to have to come to not only face the past, not only with the fire, but how he was an arrogant jerk. And she is going to have to open her heart up to the possibility of she still can have a happiness. And this one, it was just a wonderful story. I love these anthologies, especially holiday ones, because it gets you in the spirit, but it doesn't drag you down to where you're having to read this big, thick book. And I understand you guys aren't going to be readers like me, where I can go through a book in a day and still want to read more. But with so many people out there who you've got work, you've got holiday obligations, you've got so much things that you've got to do, I understand you can't do it all. And taking the time to sit down and read a full book, especially during the holiday season when things are crazy, is tough. So these ones, I really recommend. This book specifically, and any other one in the holiday ones that are an anthology, because again, the stories aren't as long. They are an ability, because, I mean, guys, look, one story. Third of the book. And it's really easy to give that one story the attention you want and then move on to the next one. So again, wonderful books. They are always a joy to read. Like I said, Jane Feather, Sabrina Jeffries, Julie London, wonderful authors. And if you guys are interested in historical romances, especially that dealt with like the 1800s, these ones are great authors to do it with. Another nice thing about anthologies is it lets you get a chance to, if you already know one of those authors and you enjoy their stories, it gives you a chance to look and see if the other authors in that book are somebody you could really enjoy reading. Because as much as I love reading, guys, it's obvious. I love. Book is always a good gift. It comes down to some authors, their writing style isn't going to click with you. And if all you've ever read is stuff assigned in school, there's a good chance you haven't found the type of reading that you want. Whether it's fantasy, horror, suspense, crime series, romance like me, historical, just whatever, guys. Find the author out there. And anthologies is a great way to try different authors and see if they kind of speak to you, if you can really get into that writing. And I hope you guys are getting ready for your holidays. I hope you are enjoying yourselves and staying safe. And just from my home to yours, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, season's greetings, and all that. Go grab a book and let me know what you think. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.